2-year-olds, they just behave like animals, because they don't get their head handed to them.
Darth, do you want to talk about Christianity?
If you want, what do you want to talk about it about?
If God exists?
Yeah, well, why would that be even in doubt?
Because there's no reason to believe that he exists.
Oh, okay. So when you say I don't have a reason to believe that God exists, that is the equivalent of saying all of the facts that I'm acquainted with do not necessitate referencing the necessity of God. That is what you are saying. Are we clear on that?
I don't understand how that follows.
Okay, we'll try it again. Now, if you're feigning ignorance, I'll only put up with it so long, and then I'm going to server meet you. Okay? When you say I don't have a reason to believe in God, you believe in a whole array of facts that, as far as you're concerned, do not compel you or necessitate referencing the necessity of God for those facts. Okay?
I don't understand.
Are we clear? Are we? Okay, I'll give you one more chance. Okay, we'll see if you're a little sniveling little troll. Okay, you've decided that facts can be invoked without referencing God as the necessity.
I don't know if they don't, but I just see no reason to
No. Listen very carefully. The issue is not you claiming you don't know. Okay, I've heard this line before. The question is you believe, or I'll put it in the negative, you do not believe that facts necessitate referencing God. Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then, since you don't believe that, okay, that belief is going to require justification. You believe that facts exist and possess intelligibility without necessitating referencing God as the ultimate precondition. Now, how did you determine that belief?
Well, that doesn't follow, right? Just because I don't affirm it doesn't mean I deny it.
All right, listen to me. You are very close to being server muted, okay? Not because you're disagreeing, but because you're being deceptive. Listen carefully. You believe that facts do not necessitate referencing God as the ultimate precondition. You do believe that, right?
Right, but I'm not affirming the negation.
Listen to me. Do you believe that facts necessitate referencing the necessity of God?
No, but I am not affirming the
Good.
negation.
Then listen. Okay, no, you're not understanding. Okay, you don't have the luxury to be neutral about the category that God is in. You can be neutral about some things, but you can't be neutral about other things. Okay. Now, when you say, but I'm not affirming the negation, you are affirming the negation by refusing to positively believe in it because of the category that God is in. You cannot positively believe in Bigfoot, and it wouldn't constitute the denial thereof. But when we're talking about God, God is in the category of what is the transcendentally necessary for all temporal states. So, consequently, if you don't believe that facts necessitate reference in God, okay, that constitutes the denial of God, whether you like it or not. So you will either positively believe that facts necessitate referencing God, or you will believe facts do not necessitate referencing God. Which one of those two beliefs do you possess?
So that just seems like special pleading, right? Just because
Bye. You're
God.
done. I'll give you one more chance. You are an ignoramus. Listen very carefully. Either you believe that facts necessitate referencing the necessity of God or not. Are we clear on that last statement?
I see no reason to believe I can't.
Bye. You're done.
Darth,
Okay. When
I believe facts don't reference God.
No, you're done. You're done. Okay.
Darth, I do believe facts do not reference God. Darth?
Yeah, you might not understand. You don't understand what he's saying. That's the problem.
No, he did, because then as soon as Darth was like, "Look, you're done," he started answering the question in a more proper manner.
Okay. I'm about to hit the toggle switch. Okay. you're going to stop with the deception and bullshit, or not only will I mute you, I will never remove the mute on you again. Because one thing I won't put up with is little punk 16-year-old little boys whom I have sneakers that are older. I have sneakers older than you are. Okay. When you feign ignorance, okay, and when you're purposely being deceptive. I've been doing this for 10 years. Okay. Now, you will either believe that facts necessitate referencing God, or you will believe that facts do not necessitate referencing God. Telling me you don't hold to either is not coherent. Okay? So you either positively believe facts necessitate God, or you believe facts do not necessitate referencing God. Which belief state do you have?
I've seen a reason to believe that facts need to reference God.
Good. Now, how did you determine that the facts that you do believe in don't necessitate referencing God? Have you decided what they ultimately derive from and that it's not God?
Well, I think God entails some form of incoherency.
Okay, listen to me carefully, okay? If I ask you one more question and you give me an evasive answer and you give me a rabbit trail answer that's only semi-related, I will server mute you. I will not threaten you again. I will just do it, and I won't undo it, okay? So this is the problem I have when I debate teenagers, because I get little evasive, little deceptive, little turds like you, all right? And then people get upset because I talk like the little turds like you because you behave like a little turd, okay? Now, how did you determine that God is not the ultimate necessary precondition? Have you decided what is ultimate, the starting point of all facts, and that it's not God? Have you decided what that is?
I determined it because I think your God entails an incoherency.
Okay. What you did, what you're doing is, first of all, I didn't mention to you my God. So we're simply talking about the concept of belief in God without discussing any other further attributes, just God as creator. Now, you told me you didn't have a reason to believe in God. Now, what you just did is the classic bait and switch that atheists pull all the time. Now, let me ask you a question. How many years have you been discussing or debating atheism?
It's been a couple months.
Okay. I've been doing this for 10 years, right? I've been doing it ever since I've been in my 50s. I debated it before then, but not so much online. Now, you have decided that facts don't necessitate referencing God. Now, God is what is classified as being what is ultimate, the source of all possibility. Have you decided what is ultimate and that it's not God?
I determined that it's not God because God entails an incoherency. I don't need to
Okay.
know what's ultimate to determine that.
Okay. That's a legitimate. Okay. I don't agree with the validity of your response, but at least it's a legitimate response. Okay. Now, when we talk about God, we're talking about that which is ultimate, the source of all possibility, the ground of all being, and that it is a mind. How is an eternal mind not coherent?
So I'll just run you through my syllogism. Premise 1, God is omnipotent. Premise 2, an omnipotent being can do anything he desires.
Stop. Did you hear me mention anything about omni properties?
Well, no, you can object to premise 1,
Okay,
right? But
okay. What you listen to me. Listen to me. We're going to have a conversation here. If you're going to talk to me like you're being argumentative at the cafeteria table, I'm going to finally lose my patience with you. Okay. Now listen carefully. We're talking about an eternal mind. Whether or not that eternal mind has omni properties, okay, is another conversation. We're first going to have to establish the coherence or non-coherence of an eternal mind. Then we can discuss whether or not, if we decide that an eternal mind is coherent, is a coherent concept, then we can discuss whether any omni properties are coherent or not coherent. Okay, so again, what you're doing is typically what atheists do is bait and switch. So when we talk about God, we're talking about an eternal entity, the ground of all being, that is a mind. Okay? Now, how is an eternal mind not coherent?
I was under the assumption that he was omnipotent. In eternal
Okay,
mind, that's fine.
listen to me carefully. We've already covered that. Now, how is a mind that is simply the ground of all being and eternal, how is that concept incoherent?
It's not.
Okay, so what you want to do is you only want to say certain versions of God are incoherent. That would be your position. But atheism is that there are no gods whatsoever.
Can I
Now,
respond to that?
your response has to address, since God does not exist, what is it that is ultimate that is not God? Have you determined what that is?
Well, first of all, I don't really need to think of an ultimate, right? I just have to come up with a
Okay,
defeater to your God.
listen to me. I've been more than patient with you, and you're behaving like an imbecile teenager. I'm going to ask you one last time. Okay, have you determined what, if anything, is ultimate and that it's not God, or have you determined that nothing at all is ultimate?
Yeah, I have an ultimate.
Okay. What is it that is ultimate, the source of everything that is, can be, and cannot be for the set of all real things?
Snuggerpuff.
Okay, so you're a bullshitter, okay? So you see, your atheism has just been exposed as bankrupt. The reason why you've adopted atheism, you see, what you did was you started off with an intellectual premise. Oh, I don't have a reason to believe in God. But then when I got you to unpack it, you have nothing. You're bluffing. So why do you believe there's no God when you don't have a rational basis?
My rational basis is Snuggerpuff.
Okay, good. Now you're serving me.
Oh my god. Come up with a defeater, Darth. You can't do it. I know you can't, and you're not good.
No, what you're doing is, and by the way, the only reason why you're not serving me right now is because I want to show everyone in the room what a foolish little teenage boy you have. All you're simply doing is you're acting like you're a smartass at the cafeteria table at lunch hour in ninth grade. Okay. Now what you're saying to me is come up with a defeater. But the issue was you said there's no God. And I said, how is it that there's no God? And you said, I don't have a reason to believe in God. When I ask you to defend that, you haven't defended it. And now what you're trying to do is you're trying to turn the tables by putting the burden of proof upon me. I haven't told you anything about my metaphysical beliefs in this conversation. What we're talking about is your God denialism. That's the topic. Okay. Now, are you going to defend like an adult? Are you an adult?
I'm 14.
Okay. Well, no wonder you're acting like a child, because you are a child. Okay. Now, I have met a couple of 14, 15, 16, and 17-year-olds who act more mature than some older atheists. Maybe you might want to, start acting mature. Now, you have denied the existence of God. You said God does not exist because you don't have a reason to believe in God. Well, not having a reason to believe in God, it doesn't follow from that God does not exist. That's called a non sequitur. I might not have a reason to believe there's gold on Mars, but it doesn't follow from that there's not gold on Mars. Okay? Now, here's another way of blowing you out of the water. If you say you don't have a reason to believe in God, there's two worldviews. There's the God worldview and the not God worldview. If you believe in the not God worldview, and you would believe in the God worldview if you had a reason, what is your reason to believe that all facts in existence do not necessarily depend and derive on God? What's your reason for that?
So first of all, you asked me to give you my ultimate. And
Answer the question. What is your reason to believe all facts exist independently of God? Okay? Because you believe in the not God world. So either all facts derive from what is in actuality, in your view, something that is ultimate, the ground of all being, that's not God, and you can identify what that is rather than being a jokester, or you have an alternative saying, well, there is not anything ultimate. So I'm going to ask you right now, is there something in actuality ultimate, or is there not something ultimate?
yes, there is something ultimate. It's known as
Good.
Snuggerpuff.
What? Okay, so here we go again. Bye-bye, little punk.
See, you don't want to engage in the conversation, right? I've given you my ultimate. I've answered
No,
your question.
oh, hold on. I did the wrong person. Hold
Oh my god, you're so stupid, Darth.
No, you're just a little punk teenager. This is why I loathe talking with teenagers and all the adult atheists who are teenagers. Somebody who outmatches you intellectually, then you turn into a stupid teenage stand-up comedian.